before you just, he is actually, listen, he is not only my husband and I, dear friend. We have actually been knowing him since 2016, right? 2016. And I want to give him actually what the honor that is due to him, because I take this. I want you all to not take this lightly. Who is actually in front of you? He is a documented, because documentation beats conversation, because a person can say all day long they did this, they did that, but you know what? He has trained organizations all over the world, not just here in North America. Listen, I'm telling you, all over the world. I'm talking Africa, Russia, all over the world. This is real talk. I mean, I'm talking the Caribbeans, but listen, he is a documented multi-millionaire in this industry. Matter of fact, in this company that you're going to hear about. Listen, you're going to hear about what he's going to share with you all today. Listen, documentation beats conversation. He has a ring signifying this ring. You cannot even get this ring unless you've earned $1 million in this company, Total Life Change. He has the ring to prove it, the ring to prove it, the receipts to prove it. You know what? He is actually he is a veteran. And I love our veterans, Lisa. He's actually a paratrooper, has jumped out of airplanes and all that good stuff. And you know what? He actually made a promise to his mom years and years ago, and he is actually keeping his promise of what he said to his mom on her dying bed. And you know, when he stays true to that today, you know, he loves helping people. It doesn't matter what organization you in. Everybody knows that Mr. J. Snell Scott is true to that. He will help you. It doesn't matter if you're on this team, that team, this team, that team. And we are actually all one organization. We're one TLC 2.0. So I'm going to bring before you all today. Make sure that you have a notepad. Make sure you have a pen to take some very, very copious notes as he share with us today, as he give us what is needed to take our organization to the next step. And I'm talking about none other than my friend, my business partner, none other than Mr. Jason L. Scott the first. Mr. Jason L. Scott the first, have you made it to the back line with us this morning?
Yes, young lady, I'm absolutely lying. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you and see you just fine. Go ahead and take it away.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Listen, you, as always, you do such an amazing job hosting, mentoring, leading. You know, I tell people all the time, you know, it's amazing when you have a chance to partner with the right people at the right time in your life, the people who know how to elevate not just themselves, but other people around them. And you do such an amazing job, young lady, doing that. So I appreciate all the accolades. I know you said a lot about myself, but guys, this young lady herself, you know how she knows I travel all over the world? Because she see me all over. She was out there with me. She out there. I'm in Africa. She in Africa. We like all over the world, coaching, mentoring, training, teaching people how to become successful in this industry of home-based business, network marketing, direct sales. And she does a phenomenal job. So, guys, you're going to learn a lot from Sonia, and Jay Atchison. They're just an amazing couple. And it's not just hype that I'm saying. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, respect who they are as a leadership team and individuals. So, guys, welcome. What's going on, Rebecca? What's going on, Lady Patricia, Wealthy Walker, Peggy Saunders, Jacinda, everybody else that I see online. I see you too, Coach Catherine and Sharon, all right, and Patricia. All right, guys, we want to get into the training today because what's important about what we do, all right, for all of you who are on the organization, and Shay, welcome to the team. More importantly, welcome to the family. What's important about this moment is knowing what to do when someone absolutely joins you in business, all right? So get your pen, get your pad, recognize this. I want you to do me a favor. When you take notes, I want you to take a different set of notes. See, when we take notes, a lot of times, we take notes the way we like to think about things, the way we just interpret things. We may listen, we may kind of be off in our thoughts, not really paying much of attention. But I want you to take notes in this way, with the intention of teaching it. Take notes with the intention of teaching. All right, write that down. Why did I say that? Because I want you to imagine that at the end of this call, I'm gonna cover maybe 10 to 15 things. And I say to you, let's say I'm gonna cover 10 things. And I say to you, for each thing that you get right, I'm gonna give you $100,000, a total of $100,000. I'll give you $1,000 for everything you get right from what I teach on in an hour from now. And if you follow all of these steps, you do exactly what I asked you to do, I'll give you $1,000 for each thing that you get correct. I promise you. while I'm talking, no, if somebody's around you talking, you be like, no, 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 you gonna be like, shut your, you listen, you gonna like not shut your mouth, you be like, shut your mouth, your mouth, shut your mouth, because you want, you know that $1,000 times one, times two, times three, times 10, that $100,000, you know, in your back of your mind that if you get that today, that can literally help you and change your life. But why am I saying that? Is because the information that we're going to give you has literally helped people earn that $100,000. All right. Now, once you start to learn these systems and concepts and things that you can do to, not just get somebody into the business, but launch their business, you'll learn the concepts that can help you build this business, not just here in the US, but all over the world. All right. So, guys, my name is Jason L. Scott the First. I'm originally from the projects of the Bronx, New York, and all my life, like everybody else on this call, I've always truly believed that I was destined for something great. I have a high school diploma, no degree of any type, but been able to earn some amazing income, working for myself, working from home, because I've been mentored by people who taught me how to become successful in this industry of home-based business and network marketing. I was able to take those strategies and systems. Matter of fact, I saw one of the gentlemen who I learned some systems and strategies from close to 2 decades ago. I saw him at an event recently in Atlanta. And I came up, actually, I saw two of the gentlemen who actually coached me and mentored me. And I told them both, I said, because of you, I've been able to change my life, been able to earn multiple six and then soon seven figures of income because of the information that you guys have given me. And they both was appreciative because when we're embarking upon this journey of entrepreneurship, and you can actually teach someone how to succeed and how to have success, and they go on to build something big for their families. Uh, that's which what I consider as a legacy, right? And whenever we focus on our legacy, that means after we leave here, who's going to move, who's going to carry on, who's going to carry on your information. Our business is about creating that legacy. It's about making sure that you know how to teach people how to go on to have success. Because in this business of network marketing, all network marketing or MLM, multiple levels, that you multiple multi-level marketing, that all that means is this: you're getting paid for training and coaching people through multiple levels. That means if I sponsor someone and you train that person, you not only can get paid from me, but the person that I sponsor. When they sponsor somebody, you not only get paid from me, but in that person, but the person under them. All network marketing, all multi-level means that you have a chance to get paid for training people through multiple levels. The compensation plan will pay you for that. People hear MLM and they get confused. Oh, that's no. It just means that you're going to get paid for training and coaching people. But write this down. Amateurs start a business, professionals launch a business. And it's important that when you get someone started in business that you get them off to a great launch. When a person normally joins a business, right? We like to call that a lot of times when they get excited out the gate, we call that ignorance on fire. And ignorance just means you just don't know what you don't know, but you're just so excited about everything that you're looking at right now that you'll be willing to tell anybody everything, everybody everything. But this is important. If you don't coach people and train people on exactly what to say and what to do, they don't know what to say, what to do. They start talking in a way of what they think, what they assume. If they've never been an entrepreneur before, or never been an entrepreneur in network marketing, there's different entrepreneurs. You can be an entrepreneur in traditional business, but you don't have the leadership capacity to lead in network marketing capacity, because this business is about leadership. This business is not just about getting people in, it's about literally teaching people how to lead themselves. Leader of one, write that down, leader of many. If I can't lead one, I can't lead any. Leader of one, leader of many. If I can't lead one, I can't lead any. So we start off by leading ourselves. And we start off by teaching people how to lead themselves as well. So I'm going to share with you some strategies and systems that we've been able to apply. And keep this in mind, guys. This is our call that we're having today, right? But myself and Sonia and other leaders, we're putting together an additional training system. We're revamping the training system that we've been utilizing and working with to make it more robust for 2025 in this movement that we're having right now. So we're working on some things. So some of the links and other numbers may change, but what won't change is the 4 basic steps that you need to do whenever you launch a person's business. All right. So let me go ahead and get into this really quick. Let me see if I can share my screen and share with you guys what I tell people when a person gets started, they're taking a chance to dare to dream again. People like to, some people we stop dreaming, right? I have a coaching business that I have and a coaching practice, and I do events and I travel doing events, not network marketers outside of that. And one of the things that I talk about is drive. People have lost their dream many times, but they haven't lost their drive. All right. And you may have a drive getting some things going on. You still have a dream that you may have, but you lost the dream. And when you lost the dream, a lot of times, even though you know how to drive, you just don't drive. But when you start to dream again, you start to have hope again. Hope is the only thing that's stronger than fear. And fear is the most difficult thing to overcome because we've been hardwired to remember fear best. And since the dawn of time, fear, there's a couple of things that people have been afraid of at birth. That's like a fear of loud noises and a fear of falling. That's why when you clap your hands really loud, bam, a child or a baby, they jump. If you pick them up and you push, you let your hands down really fast, and they tense up. So we have a fear of both of those things naturally. Everything else is a learned fear that we have. So my job is to make sure that when you're launching a person, all right, and you're getting a person started in business, you're able to help people overcome you overcome your fears, but also help other people overcome their fears. So let's talk about dreaming again. Now, this TLC Leadership Academy that we're focusing on, guys, we're a global organization of professionals that's dedicated to the health and financial empowerment of families around the world through education and entrepreneurship. And I always tell people that there's 4 steps to building momentum and keep momentum. Write this down. Momentum is the hardest thing to build, but the easiest thing to lose. It's the hardest thing to build, but the easiest thing to lose. So you can lose momentum pretty quickly, which is why we teach you how to build momentum out the gate, how to get momentum in yourself and your organization, right? So the first thing that you want to do now that you guys are part of the organization and team, now that you know that you're going to lead from this call, and every person that you have in your business, you're going to apply these strategies and steps. You know that you want people to fall in love with the products. The way we fall in love with the products, write this down, is be a product of the product. That's the first thing. When a person joins, you want a person to become a product of the product. All right. Our business is wrapped around a couple of things, right? Retail and recruiting. And a person who actually joins the business, they themselves have to retail the products. We buy wholesale, sell retail, or sell directly through your link. And we also recruit people. All right. So because it's retail and recruiting, the first part of being a product of product is so that when people like to say to them, they like to tell me, Patricia, or they like to say Sunshine, and let me see if I can make a couple other people give me a second here. So a couple, Sonia, if you can make a couple other people the host, like a co-host as well, so that they have an opportunity to, because everybody's taking notes at different times, and sometimes people are logging in, and I want to make sure that if somebody's logging in, if while somebody's taking notes, someone else who she makes the co-host, you see somebody else logged in, make sure you drop them into the group. All right. So falling in love when it comes to retail, this is important because there's a lot of things that I'm going to teach you is a psychology, right? Whenever you see people marketing and advertising things on television, there's a psychology behind the marketing. There's not just a cute video of, there's a psychology behind it. So knowing the psychology behind the thing will help you understand better on how to move forward with a thing. I believe that people are more prone to do, write this down, people are more prone to do what you ask them to do when they understand why they're doing it. All right, so I want to make sure you understand why. All right, so product of the product, falling in love, retail. Most people who join the business, Rebecca, what they'll say to you a lot of times, if they've never been an entrepreneur, they'll say, well, I can't sell nothing I don't believe in. So I always say, well, believe in some products by using the products. Buy the products. Don't just say you can't sell nothing you don't believe in, then you don't want to buy or use any of the products. Well, you have to buy the products. So if you know you're going to retail And our first, like I said, our first two ways getting paid is R&R, retail and recruiting. So if the retail game needs to be strong, then use the product so you can believe in the product. For instance, proper smart ship that we have as an organization, right, is normally about three products. All right. Because a person says, I can't sell something I believe in. Well, believe in three products. Use three products so you can sell three products. Because if you can sell three products, you have three products you use, and someone asks you a question, you don't have to feel like you're not telling the truth. So use three products. Right. The main three products that I use and many other people have been using, again, because I can talk about the NRG, because I use the NRG, all right? And because I use it, I can talk about it if that's what it takes for a person to believe. The NRG, and just for you're brand new, NRG is an energy supplement, all right? NRG stands for natural raw energy, right? And what this does, it helps with mental clarity, mental focus. It helps give people sustainable energy. For those of you who are brand new in the organization, if you're not, write those things down, because it helps you to have a languaging that you can talk about when it comes to this product. All right. This language I'm giving to you, I heard it when I first joined in 2015. I used it to go on, like Sonia said, to earn this ring here, which is a $1 million ring from the company, which basically just means that it helped a lot of people around the world learn how to talk about these products. So on these calls, you're learning the languaging. Everything has a languaging. Right? If you're a nurse, there's a language as in the hospitals. If you're a doctor, there's a language. If a plumber, there's a language. You're a network marketer, there's a language. You're in total life changes, there's a language in this company. So because this product right here can help me with all this sustainable energy, mental clarity, mental focus, with mood, all this other stuff, I use this product. This product is 40 points. Write that down. 40 points. Now, how I said the proper smart ship is 120 points. That means this product right here is 40 points. So when I use the NRG, that's 40 points. All right. Now I'm using energy. I can tell other people about the NRG. This right here is our amazing ISO cleansing tea. This tea right here has 2 tea bags in it, makes a gallon of tea. People drink it twice a day, 8 ounces. Again, for those of you who are brand new, for those of you who have been on for a while, you still can learn some additional language and how to talk about this. This product right here, it has 9 natural herbs in it, like papaya, ginger, chamomile, myrrh, some other herbs that all synergistically work to cleanse the system on a cellular level. I use this tea as a brewed tea, but I also use this tea, which is the instant. So whether you're using the brewed or the instant, each of these are 40 points. All right. So if I want to tell people about the fact that this cleansing tea has helped me to drop some pounds, or to not to feel bloated, or actually remove excess water from my system and things like that. Matter of fact, hold on a second. Give me 1 second, Rebecca, while I get ahead and take me a swig. Coach Catherine, take me a swig. Can I take me a swig? With a capital F, Sonia, I'm gonna take me a swig of this ISO. Hold 1 second. I said hold one. Let me get me a swig real quick. Refreshing. All right. So the thing is this tea is really an amazing, great tasting tea. If I'm using it and I'm loving the taste of it, whether I'm using this tea, the lemonade flavor, the watermelon flavor, all right, what's your favorite flavor? Type it into the chat right now, all right, because I want them to know who are brand new that, listen, that flavor is. Now, I like to mix 2 of them a lot of times. I'll mix the lemonade and something else, right? But it's a great tasting flavor. So this is 40 points. 40, 80 points, right? Now, of course, we also talk about the NutriBurst. NutriBurst is something that all family members should be on regardless, no matter whatever they're talking about, whatever they say, I don't need energy, I don't drink coffee, well, everyone needs a supplement. The reason why is because most of the food we eat don't have all the vitamins and minerals that we need. There's a certain amount of minerals and vitamins the body needs on a daily basis. We normally don't get them in all the foods we're eating. I can't remember if it's 104, 107. If you know what the number is, type it in the chat, Sonia. But a certain amount of minerals everybody needs. All right. And this right here, then type how many vitamins and minerals that this has in the chat as well. So people in the chat can write it down and they'll know what's in this right here, right? But this is an overall supplement for overall well-being. A lot of people talk about how this product has helped them to maintain their system when the weather changes, when it gets cold. They normally get sick at a certain time of the year. And we don't like to make any medical claims. So I don't like to use certain words, but just know that when your system operates on optimum levels, you normally have an ability to ward off other challenges that may come up as the weather changes or it's getting cold and things like that. So this is an amazing product. This product is something that I believe that everyone should be on a subscription for no matter what. I want you to have that same belief because a person can tell you other things they may not use, but they can't tell you that they don't need the vitamins and minerals that the body needs and they're not using it. So you get people to get this as well. And again, we're talking about retailing. So you want to use the product, you can sell it. Now, I'll give that to you guys for those people, like I said, I can't sell nothing I don't believe in. So if you want to retail, use 3 products minimum. And then you can always change the variation of the 3. You may use the first 3 one month. You may get another 3 another month. You may get a variation of stuff. You may get the coffee in it. You change up the variations, but the bare minimum you need to have is 3. Now, keep this in mind. To remain active, write this down. To remain active, you need at least 1 product, 40 PV. Personal volume is PV. And again, guys, this is a new member orientation. All right. So I'm taking time for you to understand the psychology behind what we do as I orientate you guys in the right direction. All right. And teach you what to do. So I'm making sure you understand this is a new member orientation. At the end, I'll show you how fast that each step goes, but I got to make sure that through orientation, just like a new job, they give you orientation. They don't just hire you and let you go on. They give an orientation for you to know exactly what to do at your business. All right. So proper smart ship should be a product replacement. A drop shipment means the product that's going to keep coming in. If you're having results, you don't want to lose the results. I akin it to people who are on, and again, no medical things, but let's say if somebody's taking something for high blood pressure, and the doctor always tells you, you say take it at the same time every day and don't stop. You're doing something for some other challenge you may have, you start taking it and you don't stop. And you use it. And that means before you run out, you make sure you have it again. Proper smart ship will help you to, before your products run out, or as you're getting to the end, you have more products that can be delivered to ensure that you can keep your body operating at the levels that you've been operating at. If you're enjoying what you've been getting from the products, all right. So at least 1 product, 40 PV. That's personal volume. And again, if you need 3 products to talk about retailing, though, just find the 3 that makes the most sense for you. Now, let me say this as well. Just for those of you who are already entrepreneurs on the call, I'm telling you that's what people are saying, but I don't want you to believe that. I don't want you to believe that you have to have a product and you have to use the product and you have to have this first before you can actually talk about it. I don't want you to feel that, because there's many things that we do. For instance, I was a kid buying things on wholesale, selling at retail on the streets of New York when I was a kid. All right. And when I used to buy things on wholesale and sell at retail, Rebecca, one of the things I used to sell was pantyhose. I was a kid smart enough to know. Now I don't even know if ladies still wear pantyhose. I don't know. But back then it was a big thing. All right. Pantyhose was a big thing back then. All right. So I used to actually sell pantyhose. And when I sold the pantyhose, because I was on welfare, all right, that's government assistance. For those who may be out the country, don't quite understand what that is. That's government assistance, a program that we was on. So I would go out to see what I could do to help bring in income to help my mother and help my brothers and sisters and things, right? Excuse me. And I was 14 years old when I started doing things on my own. I was younger than that when I started working for corner stores and sweeping outside and whatever I can do to get a few shillings, all right, from different people, all right, for who can pay me a few shillings. But the thing is, when I started learning how to go sell a product, I would sell pantyhose. And whenever women would get off the bus, the train, I would have like a little box. In the box, I have all these different colors, huge colors of pantyhose in it. And when they got off the bus, instead of going into the stores, when they getting off the trains or the bus, instead of going to the stores for pantyhose, they would just say, let me get a pair of off-white. Let me get a pair of this. Let me get some of that right there. And I would sell these. Now, why am I saying the story? I was a kid understanding that I didn't have to use a product before I sold it. Not one time, Sonia, that someone says, let me get a pair of those off-white. Hold on a second, lady. I'm the type of person, I don't sell nothing I don't believe in. Let me try these on first, because if they don't fit me, they probably don't fit you. No, not one time did I ever say that to somebody. I just knew that if I can sell the product that somebody wanted themselves, I can earn some income. Am I making sense? So I want you guys to understand. So as an entrepreneur, don't put it in your mindset that you have to use a product in order to sell it. No, if you have got the testimonials from other people, you can sell it. Somebody else told you about the product, what's been able to do for them. You can say, my friend, this is what happened for her. This is the results that she had. You know what I'm saying? So you can actually sell a product. That's where it comes for retailing. All right. But also when it comes to recruiting, guys, is important as well. So that when you start to build people, you become a product of the product. Because when it comes to recruiting, for instance, let me see. How many of you guys have had results using these products? Sonia, other people, if you have results using, Sonia, unmute the mic. How many pounds have you lost using the product, Sonia? I'm not sure, Sonia. Unmute your mic. I want them to hear it. I'm sorry. You're probably typing it in. Yeah, unmute. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Uh-huh. How many pounds have you lost using the product?
I've lost 50 pounds using these amazing products. Can you guys, let me show the picture. And the products that I've used, because like Mr. Jason L. Scott saying, being a product of the product, using the resolution drops, using the ISO detox tea, the NRG. And really, to be honest with you all, because one thing Mr. Scott was saying, and it's very true, like being a product of the product, because being that I know that for me, that I really needed to transform my body when I first said yes to TLC, I couldn't be in TLC 8 months down the road, a year down the road, looking the exact same as I was looking when I first said yes, because people wouldn't believe me. Then I would become a phony. Then I would become a liar. Then I would just be a person that's actually in the company, but just selling my products, but not believing in the products myself. So I knew that I had to transform my body. So I knew that I had to actually take these products, fall in love with the products, and become a product of the product. Because if you actually, as a person, say, if you know you need to do something, you need to do it. I knew for me, I needed to transform. And so for me to transform, I said, you know what? I can't be out here promoting, and I'm in a health and wellness company, but I don't look like I'm in a health and wellness company. But you have to start somewhere. So of course, for me, it was like, okay, my friends and family, if I can keep giving, Mr. Jason L. Scott story and giving somebody else's story, at some point they're gonna say, okay, what about you? And so the people that know you best, they're gonna keep it real with you. Some of your other people may say something, not, and give you the real. So I know for me, so I really had to become a product of the product. So I really got serious, and I say, let me just focus on me first. And so once I focused on me and got the weight off, then the customers just started coming. Then the business partners started coming, because, I was very transparent, posted on Facebook, posted on social media all the time, let people see my journey. And this was way before, the needles and the stuff that they have out there now, the GLP-1. This was way before that, when we said yes to TLC in 2016. And so, and with showing my journey, I didn't want to just go off social media for 8 months, a year, and then pop back. Voila, I done lost 50 pounds, because people would not believe me. They would say, oh, yeah, you know what? Guess what? She went off and she had surgery. Now she want to pop back on social media saying those products did it. So I had to show my journey, and show that, no, these was the products. Show that I was in the gym. Show that I'm actually drinking the tea. So to show that I'm, putting the drops of fun in my tongue. So that's actually what happened for me, because it was 1000% the products. And so once the products did it, you have to actually, you want to maintain, because then you become believable, because you are showing people this is actually what happened for you. So I know Mrs. Scott didn't ask me for all that, but thank you so much, Mrs. Scott, for allowing me to share my transformation story.
All right, good stuff. Don't mute yet, because I want to ask you a couple of questions. All right, because you guys get your pen, because it's important. All right, and I'm telling you why at the end. So you say you lost 50 pounds.
Correct.
Resolution. What else?
Resolution drops, the tea, and actually it was the brewed tea. I was doing the brewed tea, but maintaining with the instant tea, because when I first lost my weight, we did not have the instant tea.
Right. So resolution drops, brew tea, we're using the NRG, or just those two you think was the main?
No, the main one for me, honestly, was the resolution drops. But that's the one that actually really just helped the weight to really truly come off. But I started off with the detox tea, the NutriBurst, and the NRG. Those was what I started off with. And when I started off with those three products, I was able to lose like 20 pounds. And then once I added the resolution drops, that's when I really saw the weight really truly come off.
Excellent, excellent. So you guys can tell people, you can say to them. The reason why I say you write the story down, because like Sonia, she understood that she wanted to become a product of the product, wanted to be able to use her transformation as a way to earn income. And so she started using these products. She lost 20 pounds by just using the basic, the NutriBurst, the NRG. What I just told you guys a little while ago, the basic three, she lost about 20 pounds using those right there. What did you say, NRG or just the NutriBurst and tea? I want to make sure.
NRG, yes.
Okay, so the basic three. She lost 20 pounds using the basic three. After those 20 pounds, she added the resolution drops, and she was able to lose 50 pounds or so. All right, with that process. Now, the reason why that's important is because when people ask you, like myself, when I got started, my first week in TLC in 2015, I earned 5,000 US dollars, right? I was broke at the time. I was really in a bad situation. And broke means different things to different people. It just means that you don't have enough income at the end of your month to pay the rest of your things. That's all it means. You can be broke at 2,000 a month, broke at 20,000 a month. It don't matter. If you don't have enough, you're in trouble. All right. It's okay to be broke. It's not okay to stay that way. And staying that way is a choice. And I made a choice to change my situation. Why am I saying it? Because when I got started, I just started talking about other people who I knew their stories. And I was telling other people about other people's stories and the results they had, because I didn't have any results yet. So I was telling their stories in that first week. Just like when you go to a store and you see a product on a shelf and you normally pick up the box, and on the back of the box you see somebody's before and after. You seeing somebody else's story. You ain't see yours first, seeing somebody else's story, and you say, let me buy this because I see somebody else's story. Am I making sense? So just like at a traditional business, they understand that they don't have to have somebody stand there telling you their story. They use the pictures of someone else. So I want you to know your story. But there's other people on this line as well. So Sharon, put in the chat how many pounds you lost and then what you did. I know a lady, you lost some weight. Put that in the product so you guys can write those things out, and you can tell them, my girl this or my guy this. You can let them know that you got people who've had these results. Am I making sense? All right. So thanks a lot, young lady. I appreciate you for sharing that right there. So I want to give you guys that right there so you can know that you got other stories that you can use as well. Use other people's stories. I think even Christian Walker right now is doing amazing things using the products as well. So everybody's having some great results. All right. So type them up, put them in, text them to yourself so you can better remember. They may be in your notebook someplace, but text it, save it someplace so you can always let people know, my good friend this lost this right here. All right. So that's a product of the product. Now, the reason why I normally spend the most time in this part right here, guys, because there's several things that happens with this process right here. When we are in business, being a product of the product, it helps us, it builds our business, but it also aligns us with the company. We have a 50%, write this down, we have a 50% partnership with the company. And our 50% partnership, in order for them to do what they need to do on the backside, they buying products, they're doing research, R&D, which is research and development. They're doing the packaging. They're doing all this other stuff on the backside, right? They're shipping the products on your behalf. They're doing a lot of things on the backside for the 50% partnership. All you have to do is let people know about the products. So we have a 50% partnership. But for them to accurately know where they need to be every month, they need to know that they're partners, that we're doing our part. Our smart ship helps them to know how much they need to purchase as a company, what they need to do as a business, because we are in business with them. So our smart ship helps them to be able to look at the numbers and run the numbers and pre-order what they need to have for the reps that we have in the business first. All right. And now keep this in mind, Christian, keep this in mind, Sharon. When I had recently went to, in December, December, January, I think it was December, I flew out to corporate. And I went to, and again, they had relaunched some of the different teas that I had to have a chance to taste, because for 2 years I stopped doing all business. I was at home taking care of my family, going through this health crisis or something. So I wasn't doing no business. I just was back and forth to the hospitals, through chemo and everything else. That's always focusing on for 2 years. When I came back and got busy again, they had the different teas, and they had the tropical punch, they had lemonade, they had the watermelon. And I wanted to try the watermelon so bad, but in the back office, the watermelon was sold out, and I couldn't try the watermelon. So when I flew to corporate, I've been trying to get some of that. I saw a big box on your watermelon tea. I'm like, I've been trying to get some of that. I'm hoping that that means let me get some of that. I'm like, I've been trying to get that right there. I sure would like to take some of that right there home. You know what I'm saying? It was like, well, those are for our people who are on smart ship. I'm like, oh, okay. I wanted some of that watermelon tea so bad, but I couldn't get it because they had that saved for those who were on Smart Ship so that they can ship those products out. So when we're on Smart Ship, because sometimes the company does sales and things, and they may sell our product online, but they'll still have a reserve for those of you who already have you're on Smart Ship, to make sure that you're able to get the products you need to get. Am I making sense? So all these things are important when you understand the psychology, guys. So make sure the bare minimum that you have at least the minimum of one product, but Smart Ship should be 3 products minimum, so that you can actually start to use these products in a big way for yourself and your family. All right. So I give that first, guys, because that's what locks your business in. That's what generates residual income for you and your organization. Subscriptions of your customers on these products. Remember, say you retail, so your people using the product and having a subscription is where your residual income comes in on a long-term business strategy. You get money upfront, but also reoccurring income. The same $20 you make today will be the same $20 you make reoccurring income every time your customers are reordering the products, all right, and your reps, all right? So you get volume from that as well. Am I making, so does everything make sense so far, being a product when it comes to the retail side and the recruiting side? Now, to extend on recruiting, is our business is not just these products. Write this down. Our business is not just products. Our business is people. Write that down, Rebecca, because it's important that you know your business is people. Understanding people, helping people, the psychology of people, why people do what they do. And we're going to go deep into these things as over the years, as we start to develop leaders and talk about leadership and understanding why. So personal development is key. Write this down. Personal development raises your IQ level. IQ level. IQ means I quit. A person without the proper IQ when it comes to entrepreneurship will quit the first sign. Most people quit everything that they get involved in. Some people start the gym, they quit. Get a relationship, they quit. They go to a new church, they quit. They start a new job, they quit. Some people will fill out a resume right now. Like, I remember I hired a young lady back in the days, right, when I had an entertainment company, and she was like looking to do some other things. It's like, Miss Scott, can you help me do a resume? I'm like, yeah. So I tell her what to do. She writes some things out, and she comes back with about 30 different things on the resume. And I'm like, this has been like in the course of like in a year and a half. I said, you had 30. She's like, yeah, this all experience. That's not experience. You had 30 jobs, different jobs in about a year. That means a person in their mindset, they don't want to hire you because you're not having a level of consistency. That means you're quitting every time you get a new job. No one wants to hire you and go through the process of training if you're going to quit. So if a person quits a job, you know a person will quit when it comes to being an entrepreneur, right, Sonia? So, but your IQ level will be based off of how you interpret something, how you think about a thing, how you feel about the thing. So personal development is key. So I always tell people in the very beginning, if you never listened to Jim Rohn's Building Your Network Marketing Business, that's a good audio. You can go to youtube.com, go to Jim Rohn, Building Your Network Marketing Business, all right? That's good audio for you to listen to, for you to start, because Jim is going to give some things. He's going to help you recognize some things that's about to happen and transition in your life. The way people may talk to you, some of the friends that your friends a lot of times think they're protecting you when they want to protect themselves. They trying to give you their own fears, their own self-imposed limitations. Girl, if I was you, I wouldn't do that. You shouldn't do this because of this. Your bro, I'm telling you, my friend, cousin, sister, she did this, and let me tell you what happened. All this other stuff. All right. People, but they had the same jobs. The same people you're talking about had jobs and quit those things and all that stuff as well. So the thing is this, guys, you need to understand that when Jim starts telling you all the types of people that may show up in your life, when someone says something negative to you that may come off as them trying to be positive, you'd be like, yeah, Jim told me you would say that. Yeah. He told me you would say something like that. So now you're better prepared and it can help you to stay in business longer. Then, of course, after that, we'll teach you other core trainings and things. But I always recommend, especially in the first 30 days, every day just listen to it because you'll hear something different every time. The first few times you listen to it, Rebecca, like everything you when it comes to personal development, because this is important. I never listened to something just one time. You listen to the first time. As you hear something that someone says, your mind tends to go off a lot of times in thought. You may think about how something relates to you in your life. And while you're thinking for about a minute, a story, by the time you come back, you'd have missed steps 2, 3, and 4 because your mind was gone on step 1. Am I making sense? And by the time you come back, you listening, so you don't hear. But after you heard the same things for the second time you hear it, you may go off again with the same story. Third time, go with the same story. By the fourth time, you're no longer going with that story. And then when you hear the step 2, you be like, looking at, is this the same audio? Yeah, it's the same audio. You just didn't hear it the first time because you was off in thoughts. So when you keep listening to it for 30 days or more, your mind keeps always hearing something. It strengthens you, but it also gets the average person who's not into personal development ready for, said the long term when it comes to growth. Am I making sense? All right. So that's why, and again, you want to fall in love with personal development. You want to fall in love with helping people. You want to fall in love with the products. And I spend most time there because that's where everything that we do as far as, earning income, long-term, sustainable income, company income, all comes from that first thing, being a product of product. Now, step 2, we're talking about when you get somebody started in business, make sure they understand a product of product. Also put together a list of people. Write that down. I know some people don't like to hear this thing. Well, people talk about this. That's not important. People always try to get a list. Yeah, because that's what successful people do. When entrepreneurs, when they actually want to invest in another project, they don't just use their own money. They use other people's money, OPM. So that means they start calling all their friends who also are investors and say, hey, Mike, I got something over here that I'm looking to do. You want to make some money? And they'll call, we used to call it a Rolodex. You just sit on your table. For those of you, I know some of you guys on here, you may be, what is that? I know. Just Google it and just watch some YouTube videos on Rolodex. All right. It's too, if you're a millennial generation, you don't make no sense. You got a Rolodex right now on your phone. But back then, I was sitting at your desk and you would flip through all these cards that would have numbers. And you would scroll through and find people in A, B, C, D, and you would call different people to invite them to be an investor in something you're doing. It's the same way successful people do it. We are successful. We do the same thing. We prepare ourselves for the launch of our business. So we put together a list where we tell people at least 100 names and numbers. Now, do your best to get to 100. And we normally have something called a memory jogger. Like, they could be people that you've done business with, the people that do your hair, people that you go to the cleaners with, people that sold you a car, people that they made money with you so they can also be at least a customer. You want people who be 50 people who can actually become customers. Write that down. 50 who become customers. And I meant to put that. Let me put that in here real quick. Customers, because I was editing this right before this. 50 people who become customers. All right. And then 50 people that they can become business partners. Write that down. 50 people that they can become customers, 50 people who become business partners. And the reason why you want that, guys, is so that, let me see, customers, all right, business. Am I showing my age is typing slow like that? Huh? Am I showing I'm sorry. I'm 58. I'm sorry. All right. So I know that the young generation, even my grandson, be like on the phones doing stuff. I'm like, bro, you like 2, and they be doing all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I be still like. So anyway, that's a whole nother training. And so when it comes to putting together that list of people, it's important, guys, because when you're launching a business, it's like launching anything else. It's like preparing for a birthday party, preparing for a wedding. You don't just think about people at the top of your head. You write down the people you want to invite. Am I making sense? So here you write down the people you want to invite. Now, remember, I told you guys at the very beginning, you're taking notes with the intention of teaching these things. I'll give you different ways of how to look at the same thing for you to understand how to move with this stuff, right? So put together a list of people. Now, step 3 is launch. And let me say this the last thing about the list. Recognize this. Like, for instance, right now, let's say how many people we have on the call right now. We have about 19 people on the call. That means most people, this is important for you to understand, because when I get to the step 4, you're gonna have a step 3, you're gonna have to understand why I say these things, step 3. Most people work these type of businesses part-time. That means when they get off their full-time job, they'll come home and then they'll start their business. And because they work the business part-time, you want to make sure that you have your list together, because if I'm working with you part-time, you working with me part-time, you working with Sharon part-time, now you're trying to help us get ourselves together after we join the business, and you got a few moments to help us get ourselves together. You don't have an hour to talk to each of us when you only got a couple of hours right after work before you get into other stuff. So you need to make sure that I come to the table with what I need for marketing training to be able to, so you can be able to help me. So put together that list of people. Now, step 3 is launching. So you want to love, list, launch, and learn. Those are the 4 things that you do for momentum. Love, list, launch, and learn. Now, when we launch business, amateurs start a business, professionals launch one. Amateurs start a business, professionals launch one. Now that you're a professional network marketer, professional entrepreneur, my job is to help you launch your business. In the launch process, the reason why we launch you is 2 things: help you to retail and help you recruit. All right, it's 3 things. Matter of fact, help you retail, recruit, and then you're going to actually learn the languaging of the business. When we actually do a launch call for you, when we start to launch your business, we're going to help you to build something big. Now, this is important. When you're launching, it's important that as soon as somebody joins you in the business, that you do a welcome call with them. Do a welcome call with your sponsor. All right. Now, this is important, guys. This is a really important part right here. Do a welcome call as we done with your sponsor. All right. Make sure you get their names and numbers, but also do it at least 2 to 3 people up your lineage, your line of sponsorship. That basically means this. All right. Let me show you this real quick. All right. This is your lineage. This is like you, your mother, your father. I mean, you, your mother, your grandmother, your great grandmother, things like that. You want to introduce people to everybody who's in their lineage, right? Here in network marketing, we get paid through the multiple levels of people that we're working with. So it's important that you know the people who's in these levels. If this is you and this is me and I'm brand new, I don't know a lot of stuff yet. So when you actually introduce me, let's say you get me started in business, and this is your sponsor, who is Sonia. Right? When you get me started in business, you want to make sure that you call Sonia or text Sonia. Hey, Miss Sonia, Miss Ashton, I have someone that just joined the business. Can you be available at 3:00 to do a welcome call? Write that down. Make sure you're checking their schedule before you just call, because everybody's working with other people. So make sure you always checking the schedule. All right. Miss Sonia, you be available at 3:00. I can't do 3, but I can do 4. Great. I'm gonna call you and do a welcome call at 4:00. The reason why, because if I'm brand new and I'm excited and you're brand new, you may not know what to do, but Miss Sonia knows exactly what to do. So she knows how to make sure that because if she helps me, that's helping you. She helps me make money. That's helping me to sponsor people. All right, my first person. Now I'm working my first person. I'm actually introducing my first person to you. I'm introducing my first person to Sonia, because now that you've been in for a couple of weeks, you understand how to move faster. You can help me work and launch my person, because as fast as you can actually start to build this thing quickly and help people do 2 things in the very beginning while we launch a person. All right. You want them to recoup their initial investment. All right. Write that down so that they can make their money back. People want to make their money back. When they get started, they want to know they can have some results. You want to make sure that you can help a person have results out the very beginning. This is important that you help them see write this down: income or activity. Help a person see income or activity. If a person see income, they'll stick around longer. They see some activity, that means somebody that sponsors somebody, some activity, some things going on, they'll stick around longer. If you help them see some results quickly before they quit the business, guys, because some people want to quit even if they see this stuff, but if they quit and now you have you've been connected to other people, if they leave, you still have connection to the people that you can help them build out. Am I making sense? So it's important, guys, that you know that you do get somebody involved in the business quickly. So let me say this to you guys, for those of you who are brand new. You're on the call. If you're looking down, you're brand new, I want you to look up real quick. I want to say to you, welcome to the team, but more importantly, welcome to the family. You have an amazing sponsor. I promise you that. For the fact that they have you on this call right now, that helps you to understand that they want you to succeed. That even though you're in business for yourself, you're not by yourself. And them plugging you into this call is because they want to make sure that you have all the resources that you need in order to succeed. Matter of fact, when you go, and again, I'm giving it to you guys now, but I'm going to be updating everything else. It may not be available right now. I want you guys to know. But when people go to, let me make sure you can see it right here. All right. It's going to be when people actually go to, let me see, where's that right here? All right. When they go to TLC Leadership Academy training, write that down. It's going to be active later on. TLC Leadership Academy. All right. That means when they actually go to TLC Leadership Academy training, it's not .com, because the .com leads you to right here, but TLC Leadership Academy training, it's going to take them to a link tree. From that link tree, they're going to be able to download this packet. You know what I'm saying? So they know what to do. They're going to be able to watch videos of the first steps to training, so they understand what to do. So even if you're brand new, you'll know what to do. And again, we're working behind the scenes to put all this stuff together right now. So just know it's going to be TLC Leadership Academy training. All right. So when you welcome somebody to the team and family, you edify the sponsor, like I did just now, let you know you got a great sponsor. You edify the system so people know where to go for training. All right. And then, of course, at the end, I always say welcome to the team, more importantly, welcome to the family. Now, this is important, guys. I need you to understand this. These things that I teach you is really important. Because when you get somebody involved in the business, if you don't get them off to a great start and make sure they know what to do and where to get it from, what's going to happen is they're going to go online and they're going to start watching a bunch of videos, YouTube videos, a bunch of other stuff. And when the person first gets excited, they're trying to get information everywhere. They're going to be looking through their back office, their website, go start watching YouTube videos, doing a bunch of other stuff. And you guys, we've been in business since 1999. There's old videos, old things happening, all type of stuff that's going on social media, that YouTube, Instagram, a bunch of stuff that by the time you're watching and listen to all these different things that people are talking about, they can get overwhelmed. They get confused. And so you already know a confused mind does nothing. A confused mind says no. If you overwhelm them with too much stuff, they're going to stop. They're going to quit. Am I making sense? So I always make sure that when a person joins, I lead them exactly to where I want them to look at. So they're going to get so they'll know exactly where to go for basic training. What I'm covering right now, they'll be able to get that in a quick 12-minute video, 3 minutes, broken down 3 minutes, that type of thing. But I'm just giving it to you guys so you guys can understand the importance of this right here. All right. All right. So that'll be up later. I'll put into the chat group when it's actually connected and stuff. I'll try and do it before the call, can get it done. Now that you did a welcome call, now you want to get your calendar out. Get your calendar out. Schedule a game planning session with your person. And again, you're gonna have this packet, so you better get you schedule a game planning session, understand their why. GPS is game planning session. Just like every time you're trying to go on a trip, you want to know where you're starting, you want to know where you're going to. So we want to know their why, set some goals, understand what binary is, and of course, back office basics. So I'm going to schedule some time with you, and of course, do some initial marketing training, which is why I tell you to put together your list. In your list, we're going to do this. We're going to do PS3, contacting and invite, peak interest, shoulder plan 3 recall, contacting and inviting, and quick retail scripts. Now let me help you understand this real quick. Again, this is orientation. The reason why you do this, let me help you understand in this way. Today is Friday. Let's say today is Friday, all right? This is important that you guys catch this real quick. This is how fast I want you to understand how you can, this week, you can move and help your people succeed this week. If it's Friday, they join. By Saturday, you should already be doing, see, it says 24 to 48 hours. 24 to 48 hours after they join, you should be doing a game planning session with them. Where's the game planning session? Right here. Why am I partner with the company? Why am I partner with TLC, this organization, this group of this energy? I like to call it energy. We're not a team, we're just an energy that we have of leadership development, things like that. That's all we are. All right. We're still connected to 2.0, but it's an energy that we have so that people know what energy they're working with and what energy they're plugged into, what support group they're plugged into. Am I making sense? So people have to know what support group, because if not, they'll still be lost. So that's why they know they're partnering with this Leadership Academy. What's your top 3 goals? like what you want to accomplish, why you want to do the business, how will I get there, how will I stay focused to accomplish my goals, what am I willing to give up, what should I do on a daily basis. Again, there'll be a video that you can watch in the training that we'll have to help you understand these things when it comes to game planning. All right, we'll do some of these trainings on our other training calls. So I want you to understand this, like this is important. The reason why you schedule it, you get them started on Friday, you schedule time to get with them on Saturday so that you can actually start to go through some things with them. You want to schedule the same time. You want to schedule game planning session and schedule the initial home party and their virtual, which their virtual grand opening. And you can do a home party. We're about to go deep into that right there. What we call them? What they call them, Sonia?
Taste and talk, our taste and talk parties, virtual.
Okay. All right. So it's going to be two, the taste and talk. Matter of fact, I'm going to change the name of this right here to taste and talk. It'll be right here. The T, you know what I'm saying? So the TNT, right? Taste and talk. You schedule 2 of those out the gate. The reason why I like to do 2, because sometimes, like, and Peggy Saunders will tell you, she's on the call. A lot of times when I have lunch, Peggy, I would start off with doing a home party, like I did in the very beginning. From that home party, a lot of people joined. I had another one on the books, so I came right back again, and all the people who was at the first one brought people to the second one. So I'm saying, and it was all within the same week where everybody was still excited. She was moving so quickly and so fast that by the time she looked up, she was like, where all these people come from? Where all this money come from? I'm like, because I understand that it's like a job. This is important. When a person gets a job, we normally like to know how fast we can get a paycheck. We don't know can we get a paycheck in our first week. If you haven't worked for a couple of months and you need a paycheck, your mindset, you ain't got 4 or 5 weeks to wait for a paycheck. You need to and we're conditioned to get a paycheck pretty quickly. Our compensation plan pays weekly, so I like to make sure within that first week, I can help a person get their money back. So if I'm with you locally, I'm going to do the taste and talk. If I can do a local, or I can do a virtual. And then I also like to make sure I schedule some virtual calls. This weekend, like today, tomorrow, we can go live, Sonia. We can go live on Instagram, go live on Facebook, go live on TikTok, Rebecca. Some of us who've already been in the business for a while just go live, which also opens up our network to seeing more about what we have going on. But when a person's brand new, before they go live, you want to have private conversations with their people. Am I making sense? Because you want to help them get the initial income, get the money back, and get some sales and some potential business partners. All right. Now, let me wrap this up by saying this to you guys. I went through an hour of training on just those 3. But let me tell you how fast it works. When somebody first joins, you make sure that they understand to be a product of the product. Make sure you understand what proper smartship is, and of course, personal development. Then after that, you make sure you understand you're gonna put together a list of people so we can get back together tomorrow, so I can go through some retail training with you, and also talk to you about how to get some potential business partners. Now I'm going to actually schedule the time that we're going to get together tomorrow, and what time I'm going to be doing some potential launch parties for you this week coming. All right. Then after I launch the business for you, let me show this to you guys. Once I do the call for you or do the home party, somebody's going to buy products, or they're going to join. And when they join, what do? We go right back to step 1. I literally spent an hour, and it took me 30 seconds to tell you what I trained you for an hour. I did an orientation of mindset to understand why, but all it is that. What helped me, the reason why I got this is because I understood what I'm teaching you guys right now. I knew how fast I had to move people. I knew that I had to help a person see results within the first week. I had to get them a paycheck. I had to create a story. Every time you see, now this is important. Those of you who are already in the company, you know how when people join business and we start promoting banners, they say, oh, this person hit that record, this person hit this rank. You know why they do that? Because they're trying to tell a story. And when people see the story, they want to be a part of that story. If they feel a new story is being written, they want to be a part of the story. And that story of you getting someone their paycheck, getting their success, sponsoring some people, it tells their story. And it gives you an opportunity to tell your story of how you was able to help them succeed. And then, of course, guys, just so you guys know, step 4 is simply this, and we're going to be wrapping it up because I keep calling right at the hour. Step 4 is just plugging into the system. Plugging into the system, learning the 4 basic steps, and then plugging into the system. Committing to like our Monday vision mastery call that we have, I do a personal call. I just like to do on live. I'm start going live on social media and things like that. But it's a call that we do on our Saturday training, and I may change the name of this right here. Again, I just want to give it to you guys today. But me and Sonia was talking. I normally do a call on Sunday. It's going to be best if we do it on Monday. So we're going to train. We're going to do a training call on Monday for people. All right. And on Monday, we do a lot of personal development, personal growth. Since we're brand new to this space, we may do a lot of more in-depth training on other stuff as well. But it's really designed for personal development, personal growth, as well as recognition, recognizing the brand new people who actually join and things like that. Are you guys with me? All right. So it's important that we do that on Monday nights at 9 p.m. The reason why I do 9 is this. This is important. There's psychology behind this industry. Most people, like I say, work this business part-time. They get off of work at 4 or 5. By the time they get home, change their clothes at 6. They may start having, they have like 7 and 8 o'clock that they can make phone calls and do calls and trainings and things like that. Normally between 7 and 8 o'clock, those are perfect times to do somebody's launch call. Somebody who can actually, you can launch a business. I can launch a business. I may launch Sonia's business at 7. I may launch Sharon's business at 8. Now I got 2 times that I can actually launch people's businesses. And then, of course, after that, we may do a training call that we do at 9. Sometimes the training calls between 30 minutes to an hour. It's not going to be a 2-hour training call. They're like right at 30 minutes, right at 45 minutes to an hour training calls that we'll do. So you have a chance to be still in bed, get ready for work the next day, everything else. But this is important. When I understood this right here, to make sure that I have 7 and 8 o'clock open to do launches, to get more people enrolled, to get people involved in the business. Now, every week, if I sponsor Rebecca, or let's say, Rebecca, you sponsor me and Sonia, and you do a call for me at 7 o'clock, a call for Sonia at 8 o'clock, now you're helping expand our business, is also expanding your business. Now you got people that you can do another call for those people on Tuesday and Wednesday. You can actually start to schedule your entire, our money is on our calendar. And these are perfect times for people to be able to launch their businesses individual, not just a group call, right, but individual launches. Right. So we do that on a daily basis. And I'll be working with you guys. I'll schedule some of you guys this week. For those who want to do launch calls this week, some of you guys have launched before, we can still do another one. It don't matter. You can do it all over again. All right. And then, of course, Wednesday is our leadership mastery call. Same thing, TLC Leadership Academy.com. Is going to take you that exactly to the training site that you need to be able to go to for training, which is this right here. This is our Zoom call, right here. Then, of course, Saturday at 11 o'clock as we do a training. Now, I always tell people, write this, like, just pay attention to this. Plan a team or family event once a month locally. If you guys in Atlanta, you got people in Atlanta, go out to eat. Go out to spend some time. You guys in North Carolina, I'm in North Carolina. If you're local to me, let me know. Let's grab something to eat. Let's go out to have dinner. Let's go bowling. Let's do some stuff to create so people understand it's not just a commission ship, but we really a family. We do some other. You can get together with your husband and your wife and y'all all going out, kids, just spending time with people outside. So it creates a team and family bond. People know that you're there for them, not just because they're making money with you. All right. Some people, we want to build a lifestyle, and that's a part of our lifestyle. And I always tell people this: call your sponsor at least once a day. The reason why? Because it builds team relationships and rebuilds their confidence. What's going to happen is when people start to talk to other people, and people they got to going through life and a lot of other stuff. Like, for instance, Coach Catherine, didn't you and I have a good call a couple of days ago? Open your mic up real quick. Give them some insights on how that council call went, because where you was at, what was going on, type of question that we was talking, and how I was able to help give us and what results came from that. So people understand the reason why you counsel with your leadership who can help you. All right, go ahead, Coach Catherine. This young lady, guys, she's in Canada. She's an amazing entrepreneur. She has a business that she's actually a coach in real life as well. But coaches need coaches. Even myself, I need coaches as well. But she's already an entrepreneur, very successful, been doing great things for many years, for decades. So she knows how to help people succeed. But I wanted you to hear directly from this young lady before we end the call today. Coach Catherine?
Yeah, great afternoon, everyone. Happy Saturday. Thank you, Coach Jason, Coach Sonia. Yeah, I just want to say the session that we had was amazing. It was nice to be able to regroup and just to set up my own planning session for myself so I could get anything negative that wasn't serving me out of the way. I was able to clear things up and just basically set up more clarity for myself in order to become a better leader, a better person within myself, and so I can succeed. So far, I'm on the up and up, and I'm excited. My energy is back. Just, life has been lifing, and things can sometimes, get in the way. So it's very, very refreshing and rewarding to be able to be in touch with a coach like Coach Jason, where he's, takes the time to, break things down and help me so that I can help myself and help my team members.
Good stuff. I appreciate it. Now, let me ask you this question. Was it just me talking and just telling, or was I asking questions and helping you identify the things that was already inside of you as well?
Yeah, so it was definitely interactive. You're asking me questions, you're listening intently, you were genuinely trying to find out where I'm at, where I'd like to be, what it is I need to do. So it was really, really good.
Good stuff. Thank you so much, young lady. I appreciate you for sharing that right there. Now, guys, again, I can tell you that's why I said call your sponsor at least once a day, because as you get somebody brand new, they're going through challenges, they're going through life. A bunch of things could be slowing them down. And sometimes you got to just ask a question. The quality of your life will be determined by the quality of the questions you learn to ask. Being a coach is not about just telling somebody something, but it's about asking the right questions, listening to what's holding them back. You can hear in a person's conversation their self-talk, the things that they're saying. And from there, you can able to help provide somebody clarity. When a person has clarity, they can move 100 miles an hour. With no clarity, it's like driving in the torrential rains coming down, snow coming down. You ever been driving, it's raining, it's snowing so hard, you have to pull to the side, you have to put the blinkers on, you're trying to see. That's what happens when life is coming like this. But when someone is able to help you give clarity, ask the right questions, and now the sun is out, you can sit back and and it go like this. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Bump, 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 bump. I can see all obstacles in my way. You know what I'm saying? You're able to see clearly when you're able to ask the right questions. So we're going to teach you guys how to successfully ask the right questions, be the right coaches, build the right team, be in the right atmosphere, be the right person that people can actually follow. I promise you, we're going to have a great time. I promise you're going to succeed. So this is the thing. Today, make sure you guys are reaching out to myself, Sonia, other leaders. Schedule some time with us, right? So we can help put you on our calendars. Because I want to do some calls. I want to do some launch calls. I want to talk to people for you. I want to have my calendar full this week so we can help many of you guys succeed. You got somebody brand new, do a welcome call with Sonia. Do a welcome call with myself, so I'm able to know who your person is, and then we can actually schedule things with you and them to help them off to a great start this week. And of course, guys, like I said, in the Daily Dream, there's other things, retail script, contact and inviting script. You have those trainings on video and things like that, but we'll also go deeper into those sessions as we start to build. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys logging into our new member orientation call. It's 10 minutes over. I like to be like right at an hour, but I want to bring on Coach Catherine and of course, Sonia earlier to better share some insights as well. But Coach Sonia, do you have anything you want to better share before? And let me say, Miss Ashton, do you have anything you want to better share before we actually end the call today?
I just want to say thank you. I have tons of notes. You actually crushed it. So nothing else that I like to share, but thank you so much for your leadership.
Good stuff, lady. Thank you so much. I appreciate you as well. So, guys, you guys got everything you need right now to succeed, to get yourself off to a great start. Please follow those instructions. Reach out, text my phone. If you guys don't have my phone number, my number is +1. If you as international code +1 910 257 4760. That's +1 910 257 4760. You can reach out to Sonia, reach out to myself. If you can't catch Sonia, you can catch myself. I'll make sure we make some time, put you on the calendar, schedule some things, but text us so I can schedule some time with you guys. Then we'll put together a launch for you guys this week as well. I love each and every one of you guys. I promise you I do. Come, my mother taught me to. You guys have an amazing and prosperous new you. Open your mics, guys, and say good evening, good afternoon, and great day.
Everybody.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon.
Awesome training.
Amazing. Training is great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. This is
Let's
so good.
go.
Okay.
Thank you.
I know.